But hi everyone, welcome to another episode of W2G. I am basically streaming with Star today, and I know everyone kind of donated for this, but I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is not a Beerus guide. First things first, this is not a guide on how to play Beerus. If you're trying to learn how to play Beerus, this is not for you. You can learn a thing or two, but basically this is going to be mostly a showcase. So it's going to be a showcase of what I do, strategies that I use, but most importantly, the reason why I'm doing it is because it's educational, because I want you guys to understand why this is so difficult and why we at WTG do not recommend that any students play Beerus. We recognize that a lot of you are going to, but we're going to show you where my mind is at and what it feels like from Star's perspective to fight a character like Beerus and whatnot. And I'm going to show you how to deal with Yuri's Beerus and other Beeruses and bad Beeruses especially, and what you don't have to hold and whatnot.
I mean, isn't it fine to have him on like a second team?
Yeah. Like if you want to play him for fun, definitely. But do not play him to learn. If you think that this character is going to help you learn the game, no.
But if you love him like I love Yamcha, at least have a team with him.
Yeah, of course. Seems like the new OBS stream is panning out. No, this is Stars.
This is me on Streamlabs. Let's go.
Yeah, I did test it and it's kind of amazing, but like I do like OBS. I just have to import settings and shit. But yeah, all right, guys, choose. Where are we going? Where are we going? Land of the Kai. Oh wait, I can actually listen to actual music because I'm not the one streaming. Let's go. Hopefully I don't get distracted by my music. Oh shit, it's the Violet Evergarden soundtrack. God damn it.
You will get distracted.
Alright, space. What was I doing again? Alright. That was a joke. Okay.
Got a lot of space. People like space.
Yeah, people like space. It's a very lag-inducing thing.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, no, space actually is one of the higher lag, I think.
Really? There's nothing on this one.
Yeah, but it's not nothing. It's not as bad as it's not as clean as like the tournament arenas, which I still think introduce a lot of lag because there's like confetti fucking everywhere. I don't know why people.
Yeah, that's why I stopped using it and I use cell games.
I forgot what I was doing. Let's see. We're gonna go into this way. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Just give us the hyperbolic time chamber with literally nothing, so we can flashbang ourselves.
Oops. Literally nothing. Ooh, hang on.
Playing Bingus to learn is like sparring bare knuckles. That's my kind of characters, I'm not gonna lie.
Oops, I have an idea. Now I'm just labbing Beerus, honestly. Okay. No, we don't want to do that.
Nah. Okay, here's my secret. Just press assist when you have Beerus. Fuck these characters, assist. Would you say it's like top 3 assists?
Top 1, actually, if I'm honest.
Okay, I was trying to minimize how broken this thing is. Beerus counterplay stream. I mean, I think these are necessary too.
Beerus counterplay, any counterplay with Beerus, just super dash, basically. Alright, so this is how it's gonna work. Yeah, exactly, until it doesn't work, but it's kind of rare. So, here's the thing with Beerus, and the biggest thing that is an obstacle to him is his pressure is really bad until it's not. His neutral is really bad until it's the best neutral in the game. The problem is that like if you look at a character like Kefla by design, right? You don't actually need to know how to play Kefla that well in order to get the most out of her. If you have at least decent fundamentals, she'll kind of do a lot of the work herself. A lot of her tools are strong. They're self-explanatory. You can super dash, you can, you have this and you don't have to risk death. You could do this sometimes, you know, with the right assists. You know, you can do like some mix of, like, she has a lot of things that kind of play the game for you and are just universally strong in the hands of a complete beginner or in the hands of a expert. Like, there's no doubt about that, right? But the biggest issue with Beerus is that he makes zero effort in helping you. If your execution is not clean, you're just gonna die. So first things first, the biggest mistake that I see with a lot of Beeruses and the difference between my Beerus and everyone else's is the pressure. So for example, Star and I use stagger pressure. You guys probably saw a clip earlier of Star doing frame traps on a player.
That was a good one.
It's 11. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, 5 a little slow, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, with Kefla it's a bit harder.
Yeah, Kefla is pretty tough. Unless you space them out, then it becomes fun.
Yeah.
But this is dumb. That's a dumb frame trap.
Well, I think that's why I love 5LL. It's because it leads to even more dumb stuff.
Yeah. But yeah. So that's little stuff that you can do. But like Kefla, universally strong. She's got great frame traps, you know, as you can see. As you can see, very stupid frame traps. She can even... Oops. Do stuff like that. She can even space out jabs.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice. Beerus? None of that.
Isn't 5LL good though?
5LL? Yes. Kind of. It's just a very disjointed hitbox. It's very large. But the point is, if I do this, already, this is going to give Star anxiety.
I have no idea how much I hate it.
For reference, oops.
Yeah, if you can't do it, if you can't press 3 light buttons, it makes me mad.
He can do that. He just has to do it faster. Never mind. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well...
You can do that. You can do that, yeah. You just have to press it very fast because the hitbox, when it retracts, there's no forgiveness here, you know? Which Kefla has to space herself out pretty considerably. Beerus, not so much. Which means that your spacing and your frame traps need to be absolutely perfect. And if you're not careful, all of his, unlike Kefla, all of his moves advance him. So if I do, see, I can get hit while traveling.
They don't have a traveling hitbox.
Yeah. Same thing with his 5M, by the way. See? Right there.
Oof.
Even when you're right, you have the potential of being wrong with Beerus. For reference, by the way. Oops. Oops. Fuck. Fuck. There we go. Even on mediums, it's a bit weird because you can do... Yeah. You can't do that on mediums either. Here, I can do that. Beerus can't. There we go. That's the
Is it
time.
not even like a frame trial, like a block sense thing, or?
It can, but the thing is that 5M is also not particularly fast.
I see.
So like, his frame traps are kind of weak. Now, what I do like about it is that he does have very long cancel windows. So I can do this, or I can do this, and that's still a Gatling. Like, his Gatling windows are long. Really, 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 really long. Let me do attack startup. For example, watch. $21, $24, $25.
They went from 19 to 25.
28.
28, yeah.
This means you can adjust the frame traps easily, but as Star is probably realizing, you need to be frame perfect. Like, this is a real frame trap. You need to know the timing that can actually kill a frame perfect jab. And then you need to adjust it based on your opponent's timings. So that will kill. That's the latest I can do. And catch a frame perfect jab. And then if I notice that my opponent fuzzy mashes, now I need to start adjusting based entirely on my opponent's threshold.
Yeah, because some people won't mash on your frame traps, but they will mash on something that looks like a reset.
Yeah. So you might see what I'm doing here as well. The reason why this is good is because his routing, this doesn't actually hit. That does. And it's not actually because of spacing. It's because whenever you hit somebody or whenever you block something, your hitbox or hurtbox gets extended, which allows Beerus to hit, which is why this, like, hang on. Which is why that third hit hits. See, if I do this, it whiffs, but if I do this, that hits. You need to know this. And you need to understand exactly what you're doing. Like, your rhythm needs to be planned. Like, you need to literally have an equation in your brain for, okay, I already did this. I know this is going to hit. Because if you're wrong, that happens. Now, you also need to know how long you can delay while the hitbox is still extended. You know? See? I'm past the threshold. But if I do past the threshold, but there we go, that delay hits, and the difference is literally a frame or two. This is very difficult. This is very, very difficult, which is why if you're a Beerus player, I don't respect your pressure. Like, if there's a Beerus that tries to stagger, they end up getting caught with reflect, they end up getting hit, they end up like, it is not a good idea. So, like, this is very, very unorthodox. Not only that, but he also has a very unusual way of routing his pressure. And the reason why is because Kefla can do stuff like this and use 5S as a frame trap to keep herself safe, or she can frame trap a special, or she can reset. Beerus cannot, because then this whiffs. So you can't really stagger it. It pushes him too far back half the time. Everything he does advances him, so his spacings change. And then from here, he has to do a key blast. He could probably bait something, but then he has to do this, which is just very vulnerable to super dash. He could theoretically do, which is proper, but also, if you're not careful, you can space yourself out unintentionally.
I didn't know that. And medium won't work?
Medium will work, but it doesn't frame trap as well.
That's what people really tend to do.
Yeah, if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm.
Does that even frame trap? Or does that even shoestring? That doesn't even shoestring. That is so funny. Oh my god.
Well, just put you at the distance of 5H.
Yeah, by the way.
That was a weird frame.
Yeah, because the explosion happens, but Gogeta just doesn't care. It is the most 2Hable thing you can do. You have to basically do it frame perfectly, so all you have to do is just delay the 2H. Because it is basically fuzzy a perfect 2H. Frame trap. Yeah, you have to fuzzy 2H. But here's the thing, if I do this...
I mean, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. That wins. I can delay it a little bit because it's faster. See?
Yeah, but then you're gonna do like 5S, 2S, and I'm gonna cry when I delay Twitch.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. So... And not only that, but it auto-confirms, which is cool. But... so sad. His hitboxes are very wonky, so these complaints are actually kind of legitimate with him. Bingus sucks until he doesn't. That is literally it. If you are a master of this game, Beerus is the best fucking character in the game. Free. Unironically. Top 5. Top 1 even. If you know how to play the game. If not, though, if you're not careful, it's debatable whether or not a character like him can even be top tier, because he requires so much mastery and understanding of the game to lose. And by the way, we are literally just talking about pressure. We haven't even begun talking about like his combo routing, his combo paths, or anything like that, his difficulty. So right here, this is my most basic stagger pattern with my natural rhythm. And Star will probably tell you it's very good.
Pretty good, yeah.
But here's the thing, right? I need to be constantly aware of my rhythm, because if I delay at all too much, so I have to stuff like that. I keep wanting to cross up because of Kefla. But if you're not careful and you don't mind your spacings, which are hard and unforgiving, this is where shit gets fun. Now, here's where we can get a little bit interesting, right? Beerus has ways of fucking with an opponent very easily, but achieving those mind games requires, like, fucking supernatural understanding of the game, essentially. Like, you need to be able to be in complete control of everything that you're doing. Star could probably tell you my pressure with Beerus has only gotten fairly decent recently. Well, not like recently, but like I was already doing his pressure with Gohan, Bluku, and Kefla. Beerus took the longest to catch up to the other characters to become scary. Ooh, this song is a depressing banger, but I'm in for it. Sorry, I got distracted by the music, even though I said I wouldn't. Oh, my bad. But yeah, so already you guys can probably see Beerus is really fucking difficult. I hope you guys are starting to understand why he's in the mastery category. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm pretty sure if I did matches with Star, even with Star's rhythm, I would probably see this a lot.
If I played him, yes.
Yeah, if you played him, like I'm not trying to say, like, don't misunderstand, I'm not saying Star's bad. I'm saying Star's pressure is amazing, but this character is so unforgiving that he would have to basically revisit the drawing board a little bit to adapt to Beerus's pressure and his bad buttons.
Yes.
And this is why when I fight a lot of my students that play Beerus, this is the most common thing I see. But if you guys have been looking at the way I pressure, you guys notice how I'm not really whiffing all that much. Now, here's the thing. You could be like, okay, well, what if I just copy your rhythm? You can't, because this rhythm is mine. What do I mean by that? Every person has a unique timing with their rhythm. This is my timing with all of my characters. Same thing with Beerus.
I mean, if you want to use me as an example, there's a reason why every character I play has a godlike 5L.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Look at my timings. Because I'm rusty, I'm fucking this up. When in reality, I can still do this. I just have to... See? Oops.
All the characters I play have basically the same 5L because I pressure the same way with everyone. And that way does not fit Beerus.
Yeah.
Where your way does. So, it's cool.
The thing is, I can do your pressure with him, though. That's the thing. Oops.
See, you whiffed.
Yeah, because I'm messing
Are you
up.
trying to 5L?
Yeah. Which I guess he can't do. But I can do this, though. Like, I do this pattern. I can do that pattern pretty easily.
I do like this one.
Well, sometimes.
Isn't that the one I do with Blue Goku?
Yes. But Beerus is... Yeah. As you can see, It's a bit tough to do Star's light pressure.
Yeah.
But he is
other things.
But he's incredible in other ways. This is the second part that makes him an absolute nightmare. Press 1 in the chat if you prefer mix over RPS. Like, press 1 in the chat if RPS makes you uncomfortable. Are there any Beerus players you think have mastery over him? No. Literally none. I prefer the fun of RPS. RPS is not really fun. Not unless you do it correctly. If I could, I would play something. 0. I prefer RPS. No, you don't. Because RPS is not the same thing as simple 5L pick an option. If you think that's what RPS is, no. RPS is literally this. That's RPS. Because my opponent can interact with me in very unique ways. And you need to account for every single way they can possibly interact with you, which can be specific to the character. For example, what do I do here? Well, I could do this now. Because this is a Gatling.
With a big disjointed button, by the way.
Yeah. And then I can start using his orbs and counting on the fact that nobody actually knows how plus I am.
Too much.
I also have actual mix-ups. You know, I can... Fuck. Why do I keep doing cross-up jam? Habits. You could do this, you know. But again, I'm very minus if I do this, by the way. Like, a lot of people, if he does this to you and you're standing, you can actually just probably 2H him, honestly.
Okay.
If I go low? Oh my god, I can't even go low. Okay, let's pick a better 2H. Oh my god.
It's better to just to Beerus. He won't move forward.
Oops,
Beerus the Beerus counter.
If I go low? Yeah.
Don't they hold it when they do that?
No. They have to go high. If I hold it...
Oh, if you hold it, you don't jump.
Yeah.
Fair.
You have to hit the top one.
Right.
Yeah. So if you let a Beerus get away with this, don't. Well, I mean, they can, don't get me wrong, but not the way you guys do it. Best thing to do is if you see a Beerus is about to, like, for example, Star, the way you block is, like, the way you block is annoying. Because when you see a low, you immediately stand block. If I do this,
what?
I'm annoyed. You want to block the orb standing. If they block it low, though...
You said when you see a low, you stand.
Yeah, when you see the low expire, you start standing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
that was weird. Yeah. When you don't have any more lows, I stand.
Yeah, but look what happens if they don't stand. Like, if they don't stand...
What?
They die. See?
Ooh, you can't 2H. So what I do is...
No, you have to stand. You have to stand block when you see the orb. Now, there are a certain amount of characters that actually this doesn't work on. You want to know who can't do this?
Vidal.
Vidal, yeah. She gets fucked no matter what.
Dodge doesn't work.
No, it's not that the dodge... Well, actually, the dodge does work. But what happens here is the fact that Videl is so short that even when she's standing, she doesn't get rid of the second orb. Which is very funny.
That makes me sad.
Yeah. But if you block both, you can reflect. And if you reflect...
I mean, in that case, most people will use an assist, right? So you can reflect the assist.
I use an assist. So now you know why I do it like that.
Yeah.
Most Beeruses, and I'm calling everyone out in this chat, you know who you are. You do this. Banking on your opponents not knowing this. Well, today they learned.
Shit is hard, man.
Yeah. I am still plus, but it is their turn. And if I go for the low anyway, if you reflect 2H, you probably will hit them.
Don't super dash that one.
Yeah, don't super dash this, by the way. You will get hit.
It's not the move you want to super dash.
You will get hit.
The kick he does will hit you. I mean, that's a preemptive super dash.
Yeah, that is actually like an immediate super dash. Yeah, if I do this...
Like, okay, so preemptive super dash works, but you're guessing at this point. Like, you have to guess that Beerus does the move.
I have to have the card cancel, my bad. I'm dumb.
And guessing a super dash when you're blocking is just a good way to die.
Yeah. You know, don't super dash. Yeah.
And if you react on reaction, if you super dash on reaction, this is what happens. And then you die.
This is not on reaction. This is a guard cancel super dash. This is like, oh shit, I see Ki Blast. Like, yeah. If you're even fuzzying it, for example, you die. Yeah.
SD as a call out, then if you fight a Beerus that you know will get into that. I mean, yeah. In that case, yes.
Now here's the thing, right? Reflect is actually a good option against it, because Reflect takes care of another option. For example, you can Reflect that again.
Wait, but it's not guard cancel Reflect.
Yeah, that's if they're mashing Reflect, because this will get rid of everything. But if we want to guard cancel Reflect...
I'm more interested in what I can do with that.
Beerus is very, like... So you, like... You're going to know what I mean now, because now this is going to make sense to you, because you know what I'm saying. I noticed that you try to Reflect Beerus quite a bit. Sometimes. Beerus is very vulnerable against Reflect. Very vulnerable to Reflect. Which is why, Star, you'll see me do this. Stuff like that.
Wrong one.
Wrong one. Like, you'll see me do stuff like that. Like, where I just randomly, like, JM like this. Yeah. It's specifically because they're like, oh shit. You know?
It does beat Reflect, yeah.
Yeah. It beats Reflect because I can also... You know? I can actually bait your Reflect, which is what I mean when I say mind games. I can start really fucking with you here. And that assist will catch the 2H, as you can see right there. I caught the Reflect. But yeah, that happens. That's why Reflect is a good option. And I'm minus 20 here, by the way. Minus 5. So theoretically, 18 can literally just start Ki Blasting me.
There?
Yeah.
Wait, that's guard cancel Reflect?
Yes. I'm minus 13, by the way. You can actually reflect 2H me if you want. Yeah, you can reflect 2H. I might safe jump it, actually.
I don't care. Maybe that is a mix-up.
That's true. No, you can reflect level 1.
Reflect level 1, that would be funny. Because level 1 is faster than 2H.
Yep. Good evening, sorry I'm late. You could use SD as a call out then if you fight a Beerus that you know. No, you don't use. Like, here's the thing. If you're a Beerus, I'm going to show you the ultimate, truest mix-up that everyone will get hit by, okay? Yasha will get hit by it. Wawa gets hit by it. Everyone's going to get hit by it. You ready?
I mean, I hear Saber's point where if you're playing online and you're playing as a Beerus that does nothing, like always same block string into the same mix-up, right? They all exist. We all know them. In that case, yes, you could like preemptively super dash, but that's not going to work against a competent one.
I still wouldn't do that against another Beerus because lag. If you're playing online or if you're playing another Beerus, remember that like the thing about Beerus is that the differences in your timings could be the difference between you punishing them or them killing you. His timings are weird, which is why Beerus is the timing god. He requires a complete mastery not only of rhythm, but in attack timings.
What I'm saying is that in that very, very specific situation, sure, you know, but that's not a great move.
That's why mind games are important. And why I do this. Not enough Beerus players do this.
This one is fucked.
That is how you catch Reflect, by the way. That is actually fucked up.
That's my game because I can 2M you if you do that, but am I ready?
Actually, you can't. It's a frame trap.
No, the orb above me.
Yeah, if you 2M me, because I can do this. Like I can, like that's what I mean when I say I can change the timings.
Ooh.
That's if you're frame perfect, but I can also just delay the assist call or make it early if I want to. Like I can.
But if you hold it without an assist.
Yeah, if I hold it without an assist, you can theoretically 2M me here. But then I can easily. But here's the thing: what if I just do? Let me turn on.
Of course.
No, what if I just do? You know. I can be really mean. Forget that's not a true string. I can do. Fuck. Hang on. I keep forgetting 2M's not a true string. I'm dumb. Let me hold it. Forgot again. I could be.
I mean, that would. Be,
that's a next level mind game.
I don't know about that one.
That is a next level mind game.
No, but when I see like Beerus doing 2-6M, no assist, you know, I do challenge that.
Oh, here's the thing. Can you? I mean, you probably can because you've seen enough. Can you guys trust yourself to tell the difference between this and this in the moment, and this in the moment?
Personally, I can.
Yeah, I know you can, but like.
2020 trained us to recognize people sneezing.
I can also do that, which a lot of people. But I can also do. Wow, that actually hit behind me. That's crazy.
It's a big button.
That is a very big button.
You wish Beerus had it.
Yeah. Yeah, you could like that. Actually, wow. I don't think 18 can do that though, if I'm not mistaken. I did it again. God damn it. Because that's another thing. I can also do this or this. And these are very, very different responses. Because remember, Star? As you can probably guess, that's a frame trap. A natural frame trap. And I can use the assist to convert. Mind games. This is where mind games become incredibly important. And this is what I mean when I say Beerus requires mastery knowledge just to be able to even understand what he's doing in pressure. Because if you're not careful, like Star was correct, he could 2M me if I do this. And you're right, I'm not going to do this, but I am going to do that. I can also do that. So I can do... Because remember, you're still in block stun when I Gatling, right? So I can do that if you're not careful, or... Ooh, called it too late. Did it again. There you go. Like, it's hard to tell if I'm going to do this or that. Which is very important to tell. Because that determines whether or not you're 2-1 will whiff. Like, that is a whiff punish at that point. Now, it is hard to convert, which is why I don't like this, but again, I just call an assist. Then I can just keep it very basic if I want to, or I can, you know, spend extra meter, go crazy, whatever. It doesn't matter. But yeah, these are little tips and tricks for Beerus to understand, which is why, even though he's trash, interacting with him is extremely dangerous. Like, interacting with him, here's a golden rule of Beerus. There is counterplay to all of everything Beerus does, but he will murder you for the counterplay. If you demonstrate to a Beerus, if you know, that's actually where, and this is how you can tell if somebody's a real Beerus player, or not necessarily a real Beerus player, but somebody that like truly has mastered Beerus and has earned their stripes to Beerus, and somebody who just plays Beerus because they like him, but is not necessarily the strongest fundamentally at the game. When Star disrespects me, most people's reaction would be like, oh shit, I can't use Beerus. Like, Star, what would you say is the normal reaction whenever you fight like a Beerus, like a bad Beerus, and then you disrespect them, and then like you just, like, what do you normally see them try to do?
The weirdest shit, or true string stuff.
Yeah, they get like nervous and they'll kind of start like flailing, right? Like, you can tell that like that was all they had.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that was my super cool mix-up. You beat my super cool mix-up, so I don't know what to do now.
Yeah. Now, my most common response to Beerus is usually like, oh, good reflect, but be careful, I can kill you for that. Like, if Star just exists, be careful, I can kill you for that. And then he tries it, and I'm like, I told you, I could kill you for that. Like, the moment you give me something to account for, that's when Beerus begins to blossom open. And it feels like you're kind of in a Chinese finger trap. Where you're like, haha, I've escaped. No. Haha, I reflected. No. Haha, I super dashed. No. Like, he just keeps stopping you. And then, like, the most common response that I get whenever I play, not just from Star, but like literally everyone, Yasha has been the most clever, I would say. If I were a player on more of Yasha's caliber, maybe I could work around that, because I'm not used to fighting players that good. But the most common reaction I usually get is, what the fuck do I even do? And even Yasha is exasperated when he gets hit for trying something with this character, or against this character, and he gets hit. He just goes, this fucking character, man. Like, even Yasha, who is the most successful at dealing with my Beerus, will often complain about Beerus. And just be like, no, this character is fucking annoying. Like, you don't have fun when Beerus is on the screen. Only Beerus has fun when Beerus is on the screen. And that's very important. Star, why'd you even try existing? Ken will kill you for that. Yeah, why? Why do you exist, Star? Against Beerus?
I'm gonna Thanos snap myself.
Yes, I've been able to tell, but I don't trust myself to differentiate between the different 2-3 success. So here's the thing. People who can tell the difference between that and that, yeah, maybe. But here's the thing. What if I'm pressuring you like this? It's a little harder to tell. Now, if you know specifically what to look for, then yeah, you'll be able to tell the difference. But then can you tell the difference between shit gets fun? And I know this because a lot of people can tell the difference between a 6H and a DR. They look very different. But most people will try to tech my 6H because that's what they expect. The reason why I can get away with respecting here, and I can get away with doing stuff like this, is because Beerus can do that. So if you're wrong... Oops. Wow. Wow. Wow, Beerus sucks, actually.
That's the real reason why no one should play it.
Oh, I could do that. Forgot. Oh, so after using 2S to keep the pressure up, new to the stream and to Beerus. And that's why you shouldn't play him. No, I'm kidding. This is not the stream to learn Beerus. This is the stream on why you shouldn't play Beerus.
No, why you shouldn't play Beerus to learn the game.
Also play Beerus, yeah. Leave my character alone. No, I'm kidding. Of course. Yeah.
Of course you can play Beerus, just not...
But yeah, also,
not a
you got some cool interactions like this, by the way. All of those interactions were completely planned for, by the way. This is why Beerus' pressure's fucked. Can you do this reliably and consistently without getting mashed on or reflected? Do you know when to go for these kinds of mix-ups? Do you know what kind of interactions are possible here? Do you know how to control your opponent in order to create enough expectation and enough respect that you could theoretically get away with that and kill them for trying to interact with you? And do you know when it is in your best interest to keep it simple? I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, and you're probably going to be like, yeah, I can do that. No, you can't. I cannot express to you how difficult this is. It's difficult even for me. Like, when I take a long break from this character, I struggle with him. Against Star, not even against, even Star in 5 frames, which should be slim pickings for Beerus, can become extremely difficult when I'm rusty with this character. Like, there are times where, Star you can probably tell when I'm rusty with him when we play, right? Like, you're like, oh, this is not the same. Yeah. There are times where he's like, normally I died there. Yo, Neo Jedi, thank you for the sub. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it. His orbs have so much potential if you know what you are doing. They do, but that's the thing. His orbs, a lot of people are like, this would be so much better if this was like a beam property move. No. Because if it was a beam property move, people would just block it all the time. I want them to interact with it because the more they interact, the less I have to mix. Like, this is fucked up because the mind game is, you could have escaped this. You could escape this. You could escape this, just kidding. It's kind of mean. This character is very, 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 very difficult for that reason. And we're just still on pressure, by the way. And not only that, but here's another issue, right? I just showed some rather complicated concepts on block. But here's the thing that Star and I will tell you. Whenever we have a character, we play the character simply. Like, whenever there's a character that's too hard, we always go back to...
New photo, thank you.
We always go back here. Nice and simple, nice and easy. When in doubt, we just keep it simple.
I don't know if Ken went through it already, but Ken's orb neutral placement is really interesting.
Yeah, that is... I'm debating whether or not to even talk about that, to be honest.
I mean, it's important.
It requires talking about it requires talking about the highest level positioning. It requires knowledge about tempo, and it requires a specific knowledge on attack timings and characters' options. That is actually the reason, by the way. I don't think you and I have ever talked about this. That's the reason I play Beerus last instead of mid. I could play like Bluku Kefla, Bluku Beerus Kefla. But the real reason...
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just assumed that he was better when he came in later in the game.
No, you're 100% correct. But the reason why it's better for in the late game is because by the time Beerus comes in, I already have a good idea of how you play. And I have a good idea of your timings. And notice how when I don't, like, whenever I bring Beerus in early and I'm not, like, fully comfortable with your timings, notice how safe I actually play him. Like, you don't really see me calling orbs, you see me doing a lot of, you know...
I mean, no, I don't notice because we play too much.
Fair enough. But I play him very safely. I don't really... You will notice that I'm not really doing, like, this a lot, you know? Like, I'm not going ham with this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm mostly just like, okay... Like, he's a normal character, basically. You know? I keep him very simple. Because I don't know their attack timings, I'm not going to try orb shenanigans. And also because there's no need. My fundamental movement is high enough that I can basically play with any character and feel relatively safe. And I understand Beerus well enough that I have threats. So, for example, if people are like, oh, he's going to call an orb, like Star likes to Ki Blast sometimes, I'm like, okay. Then I'm going to...
Sometimes he says.
You know? I could just do that. To kind of get in if I want to cheat neutral. And then that's where the pressure begins. But I have to be careful because I don't want to get 2H'd. So I can't just randomly, willy-nilly do this, right? So sometimes I'll also like 2M. If I see a landing, I'll 2M the landing. If I see them about to land, I'll 2-1-4H, like if they're jumping. And then like I basically start picking times. Now, here's the thing. If I notice that it's like a Gogeta, for example. Gogeta's Lariat. Right? Can only hit me at a certain distance. So the moment I see him do this... Oops, did it too late. That. I'll start basically evacuating the area. Ooh, that's not what I meant to do. I held it. That's the most common thing that happens when I fight a Gogeta. Because I know Gogeta's ranges. I know when he's going to attack me. If I see a Gogeta do like this, I'm like, oh no. And then if I'm feeling very mean, I'll do this. This is when you want to be a dick. I also do that. When I notice a Gogeta step forward, I'm always being very careful. Now, I try not to do that. Now, sometimes I'll delay my... If I see... And here's the thing, though. I like to also save my orb a little bit. There we go. That's what I do. Not 2, 3, 6. Had to remember. I do this a lot. Because this has a lot less recovery. That's another thing. Minus 33. Minus 37. But this requires me to IED if I want to have the orb remain in place. So I could just... Oops, meant to hit him in the orb. But yeah, you can start doing some fun stuff. When you understand their tip ranges, Beerus is no longer a threat to me. Or I'm sorry, Gogeta is no longer a threat to me. Because I'm controlling what he's going to do. And if he's not careful, this will still hit him. Hang on. I wasn't expecting him to... What if I already have
No, I
this?
don't think he cares about your 5H.
I think he does, actually.
No, because your 5H is a projectile.
Is my 5H? Oh my god, it
Yeah.
is, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, if like you orb and then you block, he's gonna go through the orb and then become vulnerable and then get hit by the orb.
Ooh. Not really, because it goes away when I block.
Oh, he goes away when you block.
Yeah, I have to.
I mean, you
avoid
can
it.
make him whiff though.
Yeah, I can make him whiff, but more importantly, I could also just do that. If I see him like dash, I'm like, no. Sometimes you can get a little crazy because no one's gonna dash 2H. Although that would be kind of dumb. Yeah, that would be a good strat, I guess. Yeah. See, this is very risky. Yeah. This is where things get really fun. And that's where you have to make sure that you have tempo. I like that. Just basically hitting this to get a Gatling. But here's the thing. What can I do to make Gogeta not do that at all? For example, what if I do this? Or, I'm sorry, what if I do... Let me see, which one was it again? What was the pattern? From full screen? I think it was... There we go. So, like, if Gogeta does this, I want to stop him from dashing, right? So if I do... Basically, I just start stopping him from dashing. You know, if I do... Nice. So I was too late. Oh, he jumped over it. Damn.
That is kind of a dangerous game, though.
Yeah, it is. It's not really dangerous, because he needs to dash if he's here, which is why against you, I do this. Because I'm stopping you from doing something, and then if you try to super dash me, like, the only option that you have to get out of this is to try to jump, or commit to the 236H. But you can't 236H because you're not in range. But also, I'm plus 29 here, meaning you basically just blocked Kefla. So if I do, like, if I do this in quick enough succession, this is a frame trap, if not a true string.
Very annoying.
Mm-hmm. And remember, I can always, if I just want to bullshit neutral, so I can attack you for your hesitation. This is where Beerus's neutral begins to truly shine, even against characters that are supposedly bad matchups for him. The reason why he begins to shine here is because he doesn't actually have to deal. Like, I've often said, I'm not afraid of Gogeta, I'm not afraid of Vegito, I'm not afraid of... Lab Code is annoying, but for a different reason. Lab Code, her 236H doesn't scare me. Her 214H is annoying. Because against Gogeta, you know, I knock him down, I can do stuff like this, you know? She does not have to respect this. That is irritating. But in neutral, I don't care. In neutral, I just take less. So, for example, I'm just like, yeah, you just take less.
How do you feel about, like, Jiren and Janemba, who can counter projectiles?
I don't.
What do you mean you don't?
Because this is not a projectile.
No, for the orbs.
Oh, I don't care. I don't have to hit them to it. I can literally just use the orbs to create space.
Fair.
And I literally just basically keep it to basically stop what they're doing, you know? Like, I can use the orb as a controlling method. And that is a great example of my warp patterns.
And someone's asking about UI.
UI? UI kind of gets fucked. Because his 5S Like,
No, okay, 5S is not good.
yeah, his 5S is not good. He has to flip. If he flips, this Gatling's into 2H, so like I can just 2H on whiff.
I mean, he could flip into beam, but you know, beam is easily avoidable, and then you can jump and super dash. And
I can also cancel this into specials.
I mean, he has tools that just kind of change what you're doing. This is kind of funny though.
Yeah.
He has
also
tools,
also a very powerful pattern. If you're a Beerus player, that beats IEDs. This is how I stop Star from jumping.
It's really annoying. Was there something that I thought about? No.
I often hear UI as a dreaded matchup. He could slow walk, but I could also just, 2M. I could also, just do this as well. Or,
even flips don't go through 214H actually.
Or I can just, play neutral like a normal human being because I don't need my gimmicks to move, which is really what it boils down to. What's your thought process between, now share your thought process between, I feel like you guys do not understand the value of a 21 frame full screen EX dive. I feel like you guys are not fully comprehending the value of that.
Show your thought process. Ken, there is no thought process. There is no thought. There is only 214H.
Yeah. If I see 214, okay, fine. Fine. Give me neutral. And then it's like, okay, well, you can't pressure him. Fine. I'll just do that.
The challenge is that Z Broly poses with his armor is the same for everyone, right?
Yep, and
it's not especially bad. Yeah, it's not especially bad for Beerus.
Yeah, and there's a reason he's not played, because everyone has like a fucking crazy EX move now that they can convert off. So you try to power shell, you're just gonna get like EX lariated, or you're gonna get like, for example, Lab Coach is gonna 236H. Kefla is gonna 214H. And she actually goes through his zoning anyway. So like Kefla really doesn't care.
Fidel's gonna 236H.
Yeah,
or 6H, whatever.
Yeah.
Bring back Saiyaman.
Yeah, all of these. So like, honestly, it doesn't really matter.
No, I'm keeping it for myself because that's Fidel's. That's not related, but.
But yeah, no. Point being is that it is a lot of managing your opponents and a lot of managing your characters. Like, for example, with Gogeta, I'm going to try to play neutral around here. Against 18, I'm actually going to play neutral around right here. Slightly closer. Why? Because I don't want her to feel safe enough to set anything up. And I want to bait her barrier. And if I see her do like a stupid barrier call, super. And my super hits at 19 frames. So 21. There you go. Now, I can also just control the space here. And I can even use this to stop. Like, this is another very common mistake. If you're a Beerus player and you do this, stop it. This is really bad. Why? Because first of all, you have no Gatling option. Second of all, you're forced to land. Third of all, you're spending half a bar to control nothing. Fourth of all, you're just going to get super dashed. This is I see you jump, I'm super dashing you. Like, sure, you could do this, but who does? You could do that, but again, if I'm just patient and I wait for an EX move, I'm going to super dash you, and you can't really do much about it because only the ground one tracks. So this is really not very well advised. So you might be noticing, so when do you decide to go for orbs? I go for orbs when I have tempo. So this is the most common orb I do in the air. And the reason why I do this is because if she's doing... I can just delay the orb call. And wait it out. See? Or I can even counterattack. So you can't even really zone Beerus. Because how high can you catch me from jumping? And can you stop me from doing this and putting this right on top of you? If I already have an orb in the air, which is why I frequently do this, for example, I always do the M instead of the L because the L is lower, right? So I do the L when I'm going to attack from the ground. I do the M when I'm thinking about attacking from the air. So I can do... Oops. Let me see, because this is a little bit tricky on my... I can do that. Or I can... that. And then, you know, start harassing you from there and taking advantage of my situations. Oops. You know, I could do... Fuck. Why am I having a hard time with this? There we go. So I can stop my momentum as well. And from here, I will call an assist usually to bait the super dash. And notice how it's hard if I do 236L, but 236M, always the perfect height. Like if I ID back 236M, woo! This is my most common neutral pattern. Star probably has PTSD and having non-flashbacks right now.
Flashbacks. Maybe not that bad, but yeah.
It's annoying. Sorry, was that was... Don't worry about it. Because you should not be doing this pattern. Because you should not be playing Beerus like this. Point is, if I see these patterns, I'm just going to start attacking you. Like, like, for example, here, I see a Beerus do this and whatnot. Just do a beam. Like, there are ways around this. Now, I know all of the ways my opponents can interact with me, and I can choose the times that limit their ability to actually act. Just because your opponent has a move or has a thing that they can do doesn't necessarily mean that they have enough time to act. Being able to recognize when your opponent has enough time to do something is the single most important skill to master as Beerus, and it is the most important skill to acquire in the game. And if you acquire this skill, by all accounts, you are essentially a neutral master. You, at the very least, are a neutral expert. Like, I mean, I don't want to throw you under the bus, Star, but like, even Star, like, this is a concept that even Star struggles with. So, like, if Star has a hard time doing it, and by the way, Star is a high benchmark. I need you guys to understand that. There are a lot of people that Star can go unwanted right now and fight that also don't understand this. These are things that we only really see in literally some of the best in the world. So, like, if you don't have it, don't feel bad. But here's the thing, because here's the question that we all have to ask. Is it really worth trying to acquire that with this character that already requires it? Or is it better to just simply cut your teeth, get better at the game, use him on a side team, and then eventually work your way up until you're good enough to eventually be able to use him at that level? But the thing is that people want to play this character so bad because they love him and whatnot. But here's another thing that, like, I think only you and and maybe we should talk about this on a podcast. Guys, please donate if you want me and Star to talk about this on a podcast. Because now we both kind of have this experience. Me with Beerus, you with Vidal at, like, Season 2. Mm-hmm. People don't realize, man, like, Season 2 Vidal almost made you drop the game.
No, more like Snub Meta. Yeah, I did drop her. I mean, I had good reasons. She was absolute garbage.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was hard. I think the hardest I've ever seen you struggle was Snap Meta, although you played Super Broly, so you had your own kind of Snap shit.
I had my own shit. Very unique, very not, like, I was the only one doing what I did, which was really fun.
Yeah. But you did drop Vidal. And Yeah, but the thing is, like, when you lose a character that you love,
I mean,
it is very difficult to remain
did I really
motivated.
did I really drop her when I played her in LCQ?
Yes, that was the most definitive because you played her in LCQ once and you were like, fuck that.
No, I played her every match. I lost all of these, and then I played Broly and won. But I
think
played
that's-
her every match.
I think that's a tomato, to be fair. I mean, like...
I played her every match, and I got out of pools, so I think that's good enough.
Well, you got out of pools, but they were all 2-1 at the very least.
Yes, every single one of them was 2-1s.
We'll let you guess which was the one that they got. You know?
The first one with Fidel.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it works better for you because you're like a masochist and you perform better under pressure, I guess.
I'm a Yamcha player, okay?
Oh. Yeah, but like, I mean, even your enjoyment of the game tanked in Season 3.5 when you finally came to the conclusion that literally everyone has been begging you for like the last like year before that, where it was time to drop Yamcha. That was a hard one.
That was hard.
That was so hard that like even though you were still interested in playing the game, I didn't feel like you were you. Like you lost a part of your identity where you're like, damn, you know? And like you tried to play clean and whatnot, but like you lost a big part of what made your Yamcha scary. And then, you know, you just got him back, and like, dude, literally the 2 months within you got him back, and you've already improved more than you did in the entire year. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, but like, the point that we're trying to make is that playing unstable characters has a very significant risk that I feel like a lot of people don't understand. And again, also, it really depends on what you're trying to do, right? If you're trying to just have fun and play like a game that you enjoy and you don't want to hate yourself and you just want to play online, by all means, do whatever you want. If you're trying to play at like top level, you're trying to play in tournaments, you're trying to like get on Wanted, if you're trying to like actually like play against, you know, really top level players, playing an unstable character is one of the most difficult and demoralizing things to do, because I cannot tell you how valuable it is to trust your fucking characters. Like, when in doubt, you know I'm like, all right, Kefla's got me. I trust Kefla, you know? But if you are relying on that Beerus, if Beerus is like your whole identity, the whole reason you're playing the game, then it is time for you to start digging and finding what about Beerus makes you want to play him, and see if you can find an easier character to use. Because if you are not already at the level that you're trying to get at, playing Beerus is essentially dead weight the moment your opponent figures out the matchup. Like, that's the thing. There are very few exceptions to this. You may have noticed that there are a few students where I'm like, all right, fine, just play Beerus. Mostly Yuri. And the reason why is because Yuri has already been playing Beerus for a long enough time that basically trying to remove Beerus from him would probably do more harm to his overall play. However, if you want to play Beerus and you're desperate to play Beerus, get good. Get good first. Then play Beerus. That would be the biggest way, because if you play Beerus right now and then you start competing because you want to get better at competing, you want more of that competitive experience, you are going to hate yourself and you are going to start hating this character, because I can guarantee you not one of you people loves Beerus more than me. I will bet my bottom dollar. I fucking adore Beerus to the point where I have written Tumblr analyses and then quickly deleted them on Meta about what makes Beerus so incredible. I've loved him since I first laid eyes on him. This character is a character that I enjoy. I would say I love Beerus the way Star loves Yamcha.
Is it even possible? I don't know.
Yes, I found out.
Yeah, I was about to mention Saber, because, I mean, your cat is not named Beerus, so...
Yeah, but I can play Beerus. I have a Beerus license. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I love Beerus more than your own parents love you. I love this character. That's true. You do have a kitty cat named Beerus. I feel like you're speaking to me directly about Gogeta Blue. Yeah. That's the thing. You have to kill your darlings. There are
What?
times where you need to kind of kill your darlings. You never heard that term?
No,
Okay.
that sounds pretty violent.
It's a writing term. It's a writing term. You need to kill your darlings. There have been times where I have dropped Kefla for like a solid 2-3 months. You have to journey away from characters sometimes, and honestly, here's my thing. If you guys love Beerus so much, why aren't you good at the game yet? See, when I found out that I couldn't play Beerus, I literally brute forced my way into getting this good to play him. I didn't have WTG. What's your excuse? Losers. Nah, I'm kidding.
I made you that good.
That is true. I made Beerus good.
I'm joking.
We both are. We're both mostly being tongue-in-cheek. But the point being is that it is not necessary for you to torture yourself. And you guys think that because you're playing your character that it's not torture. But what you don't understand is... Star, you understand this better than most. The moment Yamcha dies, the interest in the game is just fucking gone.
Not anymore, actually.
Oh yeah, because you're actually playing a team you like.
Because I'm playing Vegeta 4 now, and I actually like Vegeta.
But, I mean, I feel it because I love Kefla, but when I lose Adult Gohan, man, there is a part of me that's just like... I get angry because I want to kill you so the game is over so I can play Gohan again.
But no, I get it. I don't do that anymore, but for a moment it was like, dude, you killed the one character I wanted to have fun with, so I don't want to play anymore. Like, if I'm playing a Blue Vegeta team, and Blue Vegeta dies, I'm like, the only reason I'm playing this match is because I wanted to play Blue Vegeta. So, fuck you.
Yeah, and not only that, but like, it also really hurts that every time you try to play your character, they do nothing. Like, they accomplish
Blue Vegeta.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it hurts when you want to like play, but like, it hurts when you want to play this character and then you just can't make them work. Like, it is really, really, really difficult. And that is actually, and this is the real reason why the Mastered the Game tier list exists. It's actually to preserve motivation, believe it or not. The reason it's not enforced is because of motivation. Like, obviously, if this character is already the reason you play the game, then by all means. But you're kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, because I'm also going to, like, and this may be mean of me, but like, if I see you playing one of these characters, I'm going to torture you. Like, I'm going to play your worst matchups. This will be like, if I see a Beerus on the team, that's when you'll see me play like Lab Coat Janemba Z Broly. That's when it's like, and I will snap in your Beerus and be like, "Yep, play him now. Play him without assists. See what happens." For 8 seconds. Nah, I'm not quite that violent. But what I mean is that like, I will go out of my way to specifically target your Beerus's weaknesses, up to and including snapping him in preemptively, because that is another strategy that actually works against Beerus, which is if I do this. Because now what can Beerus do? He has no assists to protect him. I can zone him out. There's really not a lot he can do. This is a struggle. And as a Beerus player, you kind of need to be able to get out of these situations against an opponent who's better than you. Like, you need to be able to put up a fight here. And most people can't. That's where it collapses. Because a lot of people evaluate what, like, when people see, like, a Beerus doing work, and this is a big misconception that I've noticed amongst people, is like, you see a character doing work, and you're like, wow, they're so good. Wow, this character's actually kind of cracked. And it's like, it's cracked because the other opponent doesn't know what to do. If they know what to do against this character, and you cannot get this character to work against somebody who knows all of your tricks, there's a problem. Like, that's the thing that makes Star's Videl, like, terrifying, for example. If I see a baby Videl, I'm going to kill you. Like, if I see Videl, I'm like, I'm going to 2H your flips, I'm going to disrespect you, I'm not holding anything, I'm going to DR the shit out of you so that way your counter doesn't work, I get rid of your dodge. Like, I'm going to torture you. But if Star's Videl, I know all of the gimmicks of Star's Videl. I'm the first one that like I wake up at 8 a.m. and get like a DM from him from 3 in the morning being like, I found this mix-up, here you go. And he's like shows me like the most cursed fucking mix-up where I'm just like, how am I supposed to even block that? He can do that to me. But whenever Star and I plays Videl, it's like fighting an SSJ Vegeta or fighting like a Team Gohan fundamentals, and very strong fundamentals. And then he hits me with the dark shit when I'm not expecting it. Like, his Videl knows when to be restrained and to keep it very, very simple. But Videl is also very good at remaining restrained and simple, and he knows how to play against people who knows the Videl matchup. He's still comfortable using Videl against somebody like Wawa, who understands the character.
I mean, I literally had Wawa to help me with this. Because in Season 2 I used to play against him a lot. And all the shit that I developed was to deal with him. So it was almost specifically made to kill Wawa.
Yeah. Wawa does hate this character.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad because I tried really hard. I know he likes her a little bit to play.
But yeah, my point being is that, like, the true mark of a Beerus player is not how you play when the match is going your way. It's how you play when the match isn't going your way. Like, can you make a 1v3 Beerus comeback against an actually powerful opponent that understands Beerus?
I mean, I want to say that's every character.
That kind of is every character, but also not really, because you and I have very strong fundamentals, right? So like, I can do the work with Kefla. Like, I'm like, okay, I don't need her gimmicks, you know. I just press 5L and it works, you know. Adult Gohan would be another one, but he's also in the must master the game category, you know, where you have to kind of like think about different mind games and stuff that you can do, stuff that you're doing, you know. So, you know, but keep it simple. So, what does all this mean for Beerus, right? Well, it all comes down to this. Number one, make sure that you're having fun with the game, but also understand that if you are playing the game for literally one character, you might want to develop deeper reasons to play the game, because I actually don't think that mindset's healthy. That mindset is not healthy for your enjoyment of the game, because basically what that means is very much like Yamcha, your enjoyment of the game depends on a balance patch. If tomorrow you wake up and there's a balance patch and you find out that your character now just doesn't work, that can impact your motivation for the game. I always encourage, it's okay to love characters. It's okay, like, playing a character that you love is a very, very special feeling in this game. But it's also very important to fall in love with the game first and foremost, in my opinion. You need to love Dragon Ball FighterZ. You need to enjoy the universal mechanics. You need to enjoy the basic interactions. Like, I love Beerus, but I love having a 5L more, you know? Like, I get a dopamine rush when I hit somebody with 5LL, when I hit somebody with 2M, when I hit somebody with all these moves, you know? Like, that gives me just as much of a dopamine rush with every character that I would get as the same as playing Beerus. So I don't need to rely on Beerus to have enjoyment in the game, because I think that that's actually a point of instability, and I think that you can't go very far if you have that, personally. I think you need to actually be able to fall in love with the game, and I think that was a lesson that's kind of like been your anime arc in a way, Star, because like, you kind of fell in love with the game, really. You know, we both did doing WTG, and that's, you know, that was probably how you survived the loss of Yamcha, you know?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I had Vidal, it wasn't the worst thing.
Yeah, but Yamcha though. Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Oh my god, this song is a fucking banger. But yeah, so basically, I low-key get excited when either player hits most of the time when playing, and my opponent does something to break my pressure. I get excited, and I break their defense. I get excited. Yeah, well, that's more universal interactions. But basically, you need to expand your love throughout the rest of the game. If your love of the game is tied through a specific character, it's time to reassess your priorities in your training, I think. How do you find the balance, though? By simply learning and falling in love with the game. Because here's the thing. Like, let me put it to you this way, right? I'm playing Beerus. I love Beerus. We've established this. You know, Beerus is my boy. But do I need Beerus in order to enjoy the game? No. And like, if I feel like if you need Beerus, if you need like the polygons to come together in the visage of your favorite character in order to feel any kind of dopamine, just buy a figure. Don't torture yourself and go through the entire process of trying to learn a game on a character like that, because it's gonna affect you. You don't want to have your fun tied to a specific character.
I know some people who do and have some good success, but then you become like the character specialist, and you have to accept that your results might be tied to what your character can do.
Yeah. Not only that, it might actually be tied to matchup knowledge as well. Because that's one of the things that the French are very, very, very good at. They will find the cracks in your character. They will find bullshit.
Because like, you know? if you look at stuff like Strive, Street Fighter, Granblue, whatever, there's always one guy, you know, who's godlike at that one character, you know, and that character's bad, but the guy is godlike. But he knows he's never gonna win the World Tour because he plays a trash character, but he's still gonna do like decently well.
Not only that,
godlike at that one character.
Not only that, but another analogy that this is the difference between the French, because here's another problem that I see with Beerus players. The people who play this character, or people who play their characters that they're specialists, like for example Wawa with Adult Gohan, he plays actually good Adult Gohan teams. Like, he does everything he can to make that character work.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't used to.
Honestly, he did. Like, his old team is not good, but for Adult Gohan, it actually is pretty stupid.
Okay.
It's just, like, the problem with the team is not that it was bad, it's that why would you build a team to play Gohan in his worst position? Like, that's kind of the issue, where it's like,
really likes Goku.
Exactly, but like he's trying to force he forced that team, and you know there is synergy there, but like that team is a struggle. But yeah, so the point being is that if you guys see somebody in must master the game tier, what should you do? You should do what makes you happy, obviously. If playing this character is really going to help your motivation, then play him. However, understand that dopamine has an expiration date. Just because you are playing the character that you like doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily be successful with him. And if you're not successful for him, that can actually just destroy your motivation as well. So be careful.
I would recommend also having like a second team that is more simple to really, you know, get the fundamentals down.
Yeah, and I would make that team your main team as well.
You know, like training wheels.
Yeah, and that should be the team that you take with you to tournaments. If you're still with WTG and still learning, but you want to compete, I would take that team with you to tournaments. Don't take your Beerus team to tournaments.
Yeah, and then you know, as you make progress on your on your simpler team, your fundamentals will improve, and then your Beerus will improve.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, what my litmus test for Beerus is: can you win neutral with just a team or just an assist? Can you open up your opponent without relying on any of his gimmicks? If you need Beerus's gimmicks, in my opinion, you shouldn't play him. That would get in the way of your growth. Like, if you need to hit them in the, you know, with a 4-way mix-ups, you know, like if you need to hit them with like these mix-ups, you know, like, oof, it's been a while. See, I can't even do it anymore. That's how little I do it, because I don't need it. It's too dark. There we go. Got it. If you need that to open up your opponent, maybe you should consider not playing him. Now, if you can open up your opponent with this... Oops.
Me not doing any mix-ups with Vidal.
Yeah, exactly. If you can open up your opponent with basic stuff and not get mashed on, you're chilling. I felt my stagger pressure improve after playing SSJ Goku religiously. My other characters started doing decent with stagger. Well, that's another thing. I mean, some characters can teach you certain things, but, you know, the way Goku pressures is the way you should pressure with every character. Like, SSJ Goku, if you can open up somebody with SSJ Goku, you can open them up with anybody. Provided they have a good jab.
Except Baby. Except Baby.
Except Baby, yeah. Baby is a... And Gogeta Blue, even. Like... God, Gogeta Blue's sad.
I hate Gogeta Blue.
Yeah. But yeah, so that would be our recommendation. This is... I know a lot of people expected like more like Beerus stuff, but in all honesty, this is something that I actually really wanted to talk about for a while now, which is... It's exciting to see Beerus and whatnot. You know, eventually you'll get there, but he's much more serviceable, very much like in the anime, as a goal, rather than something you should try to brute force. Because if you need this character to continue having fun with the game, you have bigger problems than Beerus and your team. Like, if Beerus gets nerfed to shit, I would be very sad. I would be very, very, very sad. Don't get me wrong. But, you know...
I don't think that's a problem if you're fine with the fact that that's the case.
Yeah, I have other teams.
No, I mean, I don't think it's a problem if you're fine with the fact that a patch could make your character not very good. There's some people who play because, oh, I really love this character. I know some people who actually play Beerus because they love Beerus, and Beerus was not very good, and I'm like, I don't care, I'm gonna play Beerus.
Beerus is always good. At least not in Season 1.
He was not in Season 1.
True.
I played Yamcha when everyone was calling him really bad.
And then everyone played him for 2 years.
And then everyone played him, yeah.
That's the thing, like, the meta doesn't dictate. Like, here's the thing, I don't think that analogy quite works. You can play Beerus, and, you know, if you want to, but here's the thing, how many of them are still playing Beerus or still playing the game?
Yeah, well, that's
the issue.
If you're fine with it, that's what I mean.
Yeah. You want to basically not have your enjoyment of the game tied to a balance. Well, you don't want it to be tied to a particular patch note of a character. You know, like if any one of my characters got nerfed, you know, I'd cry, but, you know, I have so many teams and so many other characters that I could play. Like, it would be very simple for me to pick something. Like if Blueku got nerfed, you know, if Blueku got nerfed or whatever, fine, time to play this team. If Adult Gohan got nerfed, that's fine, I still have this team. If Beerus gets nerfed, cool, I have this team, you know? Like, I have options.
Bring back Season 121.
Yeah, if Kefla gets nerfed, cool. You know?
If Yamcha gets nerfed, I'm becoming evil and playing Blueku Piccolo. That's what the world deserves.
And then you're gonna get super dashed.
No, because I 2H.
Not when you try to grab.
That's my secret, I don't grab.
2-8, that's a risky strat, man. I'm not gonna get into it, but that's a terrible strat. Don't actually do that if you play. But you know, like, if worse comes to worse, I'll always have this team. I'll just steal Star's team.
Yeah, bro. Can't do that to me.
And if I really need to, yeah.
How dare you?
You know, worst comes to worst, I can just, you know, just do this.
Leave my character out of this.
Ooh, I know what I could do to torture you, though.
Mm-hmm. Yamcha point.
Yeah.
Z Brody. Je n'aime pas. Wow.
This is the Give Star and Aneurysm team.
Wow.
How pissed would you be if I actually put time into learning this team?
I wouldn't be, but why are you losing your time like this?
Cancer could be solved with the time I would actually put into
Yeah.
making this team.
Like you could do things. You could have fun. I mean,
I could also just play this. Is this team good, Star?
Yamcha's in it.
Is that your only criteria?
I can make the 1v3.
But yeah, so hopefully now you guys understand a little bit more about Beerus, a little bit more about, by extension, like 18 and Adult Gohan, and why the you must master the game category kind of exists. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Do you guys have any questions? Anything you want to know? Anything you want to talk about or find out while we're here? We'll give you like 5 minutes and then we'll head out.
Fixed it. The Kefla got nerfed. I feel like I would be Arceus trying to buff her somehow. You're not even wrong.
Honestly, if they nerf Kefla, something's very wrong.
See,
what team would you recommend
this,
to a brand new player who's never played the fighting game? That's never played a fighting game? Whatever team they want. My priority when they first pick up the game is to keep them. I'm not going to tell them to play the most boring fucking characters because they're going to drop the game.
I mean, Goku's Goku, right? Everyone loves Goku.
No, I don't. Not everyone,
like
actually. Depends.
People who don't like Goku are bad people. That's my theory.
I don't know. It's a lot of damage.
I have never seen a Goku main that was a bad person.
SSG I
Goku.
mean, okay. I was about to say, I'm like, do you not see the character on the screen right now? Are you sure?
SSG Goku. SSG Goku people are good humans. What characters have the highest combo? What does that mean?
I don't even. Yeah,
Super
I don't even know what that means. Is that even English?
Super Brody. Do you mean vertically highest?
Oh no.
Vertically, I can go really fucking high.
Probably Kefla.
Vertically? Yeah, I think Kefla.
You can even go higher than this. I forgot how, but like, yeah, there's a link that will take her like off the screen.
Yeah. If you want, you can play like Super Brody Yamcha and go off screen with supers. that's a weird question.
That is such a weird question.
Yeah, but yeah, Super Brody Yamcha can go off screen with supers. I think Kefla can go off screen by herself.
Probably.
I remember Bait Goku could at some point go off screen, but they nerfed it. But it's really funny to go off screen with the supers and then THC into a character that has a tracking level 3.
Yes, especially if it's a full screen one, like Kefla. Because then
Yeah,
you just see you just see the cutscene of her powering up, and then you just see the
fall.
fucking...
I like UI Goku.
Fuck, that's a hard link.
I like the UI Goku because it takes forever. In fact, they just, I mean, wait, which one lasts forever? I don't remember. All I want to do is special tag into cell J2H26M because I'm bored. Oh, I see.
How do you start building a team?
Do that with
We have many videos on building a team. You can check our YouTube channel, where Star has made wonderful videos and also posted our VODs on team building.
Yeah. A lot of people have found it useful.
It's been a while since I've done this combo. Yeah,
you know my favorite thing about the team building video?
Mm-hmm.
People asking if their team is good. There's a whole video explaining to you how to build a team.
I wish I could express to you how funny it is to check the
YouTube.
The YouTube. No, to check my email. Because I get an email every time somebody leaves a YouTube comment, just to see.
Should uncheck that.
Nah, it's actually pretty funny.
Because it's
like when I'm bored at work, that's what I check.
I don't know if I should answer them or not, because there's so many.
You can.
Yeah, but they're asking like, is my team good? I was like, I don't fucking know. Watch the VOD.
Just respond with check pins.
Check pins. Check the VOD, man. It's VOD on building a team. If that team is good for you, then play it.
Yeah, but we have a lot of videos basically on how to build a team. And Star worked very hard on them. You should watch them.
Like, I want to help these people, but also
no. But also
no, it's I want to help them, but it's just like you're asking on a VOD on how to build a team, right? This is the whole point of the thing.
My favorite is when it has like Majin Buu or Janemba in it.
Yeah, it's like no, immediately no.
What is it with EU people, by the way? I notice it's always like EU players that ask about Majin Buu.
Because Americans learned that he's not good. I don't know. I feel like
my favorite is when they're also like, "What's a good team for Kefla?" I play Kefla, Vegito, Zebroli, and it's like, I mean, is it a good team for Kefla? No, but is it a good team that you should play? Probably. It'll carry you. Like, what do you want? If there's a character that you can never see again, who would it be?
What was the question?
If there's a character that you never want to see again, who would it be?
Baby? Baby free?
God, that's such a cool combo.
Okay. No, the real answer would be it would probably be Hit, I'm gonna be honest. Or UI Goku. Because okay, so the reason is my hatred for Baby has no limit, but no one plays this shitty character and he's not even that good, right? But if I go in a tournament and I have to fight Hit, I don't want to fight anymore. You know, like
I kind of want to learn Hit, if I'm honest.
I'm me too, to be honest. Maybe I should do that for a week.
His pressure is actually kind of insane.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I just dislike how he can just rob you.
Robbery.
It's like straight up robbery sometimes.
It can be, yeah.
Because I have nothing against him, like as a character. I think Hit is really cool. I just don't like the abusable shit.
But isn't it similar for like Beerus?
Yeah, but Beerus is not like mashing to 36HH.
I mean, kind of is.
Except
It kind of is, Star.
Except it's not neutral or reversal and pressure.
It's pressure and neutral.
It's not a reversal.
Yeah,
He also can't.
214
He
S's.
also like. They will do 214 H, and then 214 H again. Like, just fucking. Why? And then combos and does so much damage. This character is just nothing but robbery. His hitboxes.
Are you sure? Because then you have to deal with Nagoriyuki, who's basically
I
the same
would rather
character.
deal with Nagoriyuki than hit.
Are you serious?
Not even
Fuck
joking.
that.
I'm not even joking.
No,
Because
okay,
I played
you're
Nagoriyuki. Because I played Nagoriyuki. No, I'm not capping. I think I would rather play Nagoriyuki against Nagoriyuki than hit. Nago has no low points, hit can run out of meter. That is true. You know what you can do? Karata, especially for you, very important. Counter. You can counter hits projectile. And like if he does E extends and you counter, whatever. Like if he goes behind you, you counter. If he projectiles, you counter. It's the best thing you can do. I mean, obviously, you know, hit players will learn, but I hit OB Assassin so many times with it because every time he forgets, it's extremely funny.
All right. I think that's it for us, more or less. We can probably head out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. We'll have new donation goals this week, so keep an eye out for that. Should be fun. Did you guys enjoy the dono stream? Let me know what you thought.
In the comments. No, wait.
I mean, this could be a YouTube video, so yeah, let us know what you think in the comments if you want to see more streams like this. Like, let us know what kind of streams you would like as donor goals. That'd be cool.
And don't ask about your team.
I didn't realize a 2-1 sub was so cheap. Yeah. Though I always recommend making a recurring donation, just because we actually get all of it instead of Twitch taking half of it.
That's true.
I needed this as a future reference. Wonderful. I mean, there's not a lot I taught, actually. More of like what are common mistakes that.
I think that's good educational content if you want to play Beerus. Because at least you taught the proper way to use tools and how and like common ways to deal with these tools. So you know it informs how to make him use of what he does to interact with people.
Yeah.
So I think you still taught some stuff.
Yeah, but if you sub, let us know. That would be really cool. We'd be happy to have you.
Of course,
you know, unless you're like a horrible person, in which case, you know. But provided you're a good person. Final question: is Beerus, Majin Buu, and Janemba good? Yes, and you should totally fight Yasha's team with it. 100%. I think it would be very successful. It would be Yasha won't even know what hit him.
You should fight Gogeta lab coat with it.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. And then you should promptly put your fight stick or hitbox into like a wood chipper.
Throw it off a volcano. Just, you won't need it anymore.
Throw it in the crater that was once Valyria. Oh dear. I did have a question, but I'm gonna drive home. You could ask the question. You could also just ping us. You know, I'll probably
in the
answer
Discord.
Yeah. But
that is an option.